I noticed these old pictures were surrounded by modern photos and portraits of individuals whose appearance were more European than that of the melanated people in the older pictures. Is there a connection, or has someone placed them there with an agenda?
Here I stand in the Mila, the Jewish quarters of the Medina of Esrauya, formerly known as Mogador. In the 18th century, before and even to a time period after, this portion of the fortified city was home to a thriving Israelite community. Today, as you see, it's only just a thing of the past. Although people live here, all of whom are Muslim, the only remembrance, a reminder, are the derelict buildings and heaps of rubble. Who were these Jews of the Medina in Mogador, who according to history were great tradesmen and were favoured and respected by some of the greatest sultans of the past, including Mohammed bin Abdullah, the grandson of the famous Black Sultan, Musli Ismail ibn Sharif? The answer to the identity of the Jews who once lived here during the period of the great sultans isn't found thousands of miles away in what is known as the modern state of Israel, where mass migration from Morocco has taken place, but right here in the Medina walls. Here lies the true identity of the Israelite community that once lived here, in the ancient synagogue that has been restructured and rebuilt. Here lies the truth that many seek after.
Inside this restored synagogue, there are pictures everywhere. Historical evidence is right before my eyes. This extraordinary building has much to be desired.
Here inside the synagogue, known as the synagogue of Rabbi Pinto, you find some very interesting pictures of the Jews of Mogador.
Upon closer examination of the four pictures, it is clear to see that the Moroccan Jews of the past were highly melanated beings. Here we see black Jews walking through the Medina. Below we see these same dark-skinned Israelites at the Bab el-Masa in Mogador, which was built in 1769 during the reign of Mohammed bin Abdullah as part of the reconstruction of the fortification of the city. As you can see, there is an engraved inscription above the arch as to when and who constructed this forted gate. In this recent picture of the same door, a close and more detailed inscription can be seen. This picture isn't quite as clear. However, the fourth picture clearly depicts these ancient Israelites who lived in the Medina as melanated people. Wanting to understand more about the pictures, I asked the Guardian, who was unwilling to go on camera, to inform me of what these pictures represent. These were his words.
Is Muslim Jewish together.
Muslim Jewish together.
Together, c'est avant la Deuxième Guerre.
I was not at all surprised by the Guardian's statement. From a Quranic point of view, the term Muslim, meaning one who submits, predates Muhammad. It was time to explore the rooms. In the corner, there was another picture of these black Jews at the Bab el-Masa, and an even more fascinating one on the wall in this dark room. I noticed these old pictures were surrounded by modern photos and portraits of individuals whose appearance were more European than that of the melanated people in the older pictures. Is there a connection, or has someone placed them there with an agenda?
I'm so glad you're here because you can bring great clarity. Can you tell us a little bit about the Sephardic Jews and how they were scattered because they went west?
I sure can.
Because the reason why I want to is because a lot of them, and a lot of people don't know this, are in the Caribbean.
They are.
In the islands.
And you're one of them. I know that.
One of them.
I know that.
Because, you know, a lot of folk don't know that those roots are there. One of the first batches of slaves that came to Jamaica. They were the Sephardic Jews. It's documented.
And they're all over the Caribbean,
Caribbean,
South America, Central America, and even the South Central United States.
Wow.
And DNA testing is a factor in all this now.
I was told that this is Rabbi Pinto, the chief rabbi of the Israelites of Mogador in the 18th century. This time period coincides with the days of Mohammed bin Abdullah, the Black Sultan of Morocco, and the Black Jews of the Millah, who I prefer to call Israelites. Knowing these historical facts and looking at the portrait of Rabbi Rabbi Pinto, is it possible to believe that he was born a Jew from the same stock as the dark-skinned Israelites in these pictures? I have no doubt he existed. Yet looking at the picture portrayed of Rabbi Pinto on the wall and knowing the Jews of Mogador were black in the 18th century, one has to consider, do we have here another attempt to create conspiracy, another historical cover-up? Is this picture a true representation of Rabbi Rabbi Pinto? And if it is a true portrait of him, was he then a missionary who ministered unto the people, who we see in these pictures that resemble our brothers in the motherland regarding their features and appearance? Personally, the portrait of Rabbi Rabbi Pinto looks more European Jewish than the Moroccan Sephardic Jew found in the modern state of Israel, and nothing at all like the Jews of Mogador in these pictures found in the synagogue.
The Spanish speak Jews that settled in Spain and the surrounding areas, they became known as the Sephardic, which is Spanish. And there was a huge Jewish community in Spain and in Portugal, and in 1492, through the Spanish Inquisition, they were forced to leave Spain, either convert to Christianity or leave Spain. They were banished. And then a few years later, the Jews of Portugal, another huge Jewish population, was banished, and then many of them went west and settled in the Caribbean, settled in Central America and South America, and even the southern United States, southwestern United States, and they're now being recovered a few ways.
As I made my way upstairs to explore the rest of this restored house and synagogue, there were more paintings, none of which depicted Israelites that looked like the people in the pictures who the guardian of the synagogue spoke of.
What's your thoughts? Please be respectful with your comments. Also, please click the like, click the notification bell, and subscribe to this channel.
Listen, Genesis chapter 11 verse 10 explains the genealogy of Shem. Shem was a black man in Africa. If you repeat this back, Genesis 14 verse 13, Abraham steps on the scene. Being a descendant of Shem, which is a fact, means Abraham too was black. Abraham, born in the city of a black man, called Nimrod, grandson of Ham. Ham had 4 sons. One was named Canaan. Here, let me do some explaining. Abraham, Isaac was the... Jacob had 12 sons, for real, and these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10, these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10, these were the children of Israel. According to Genesis chapter 10.